We start a new feature on Muscle Magazine called Legends of Bodybuilding. In each edition, host David Zelon will take us out of the gyms and into the homes of many of bodybuilding's biggest stars, past and present. Today we join David at home with Miss Olympia.
Cory Everson, the reigning queen of women's bodybuilding and five-time Miss Olympia, has set the modern-day standard for women's physiques. But life was not always rosy for Cory. 8 years ago, the doctors wanted to amputate a leg due to a blood clot that threatened her life. It was a long road back up to the top, but for now, the journey has settled Cory and her husband Jeff here in their new home high in the hills of Southern California. In her most candid interview ever, Cory talks about her sports career, television fame, and the responsibilities that come with being a legend in her own time. I'm David Zelon. Welcome to Legends of Bodybuilding.
Fill us in on your competitive sports background before you started bodybuilding.
Well, actually, my whole childhood, my whole life has been competitive sports, starting from 3rd grade. In college, I actually competed in track and field, and gymnastics, and swimming, along with in high school. And in college, I was a Big Ten pentathlon champion 4 years in a row, which is the event that Jackie Joyner does now, which is called heptathlon.
If you could change anything about bodybuilding the way it exists today, what would it be?
One of the things is allowing the athletes to make a whole life out of bodybuilding. We are professional athletes, and I don't think there's many women that can say that they totally exist on the money they make from private winnings or from exhibitions, because there's not really that many contests for a woman to compete in where you can say that. You know, I mean, I compete in one contest a year, and if it were up to that one contest prize money, I couldn't survive on that prize money. I would like to see more opportunities for women. I would like to see coverage in magazines that was a little less hardcore all the time, because, you know, we're athletes, yes, and, you know, we compete and we look a certain way to win, but 90% of the time we're athletes at a different level that I think the general public can relate a little bit better to. So I would like to see more opportunities for the women.
It seems that every year, about a month before the contest, we hear that you've decided not to enter. But come the day of the show, there you are up on stage looking even better than you did the year before. Is that really what's happening, or are you just trying to psych your other competitors out?
No, it's not to psych out competitors. My schedule is so weird and so hectic in that I cannot make a decision. First of all, I think one of these days I'm going to have to decide that I'm done competing in bodybuilding and start to pursue other things like movie and acting and these types of things. So that thing's always in my mind. You know, it's like, well, at one point you have to say you've had enough. And I don't know how to make that decision. I don't know when, for me, I'm ready to say I've had enough, because I go to the Mr. Olympia, I see Lee Haney win, and I get this fire urge in me that I want to be up there too. I'm so proud of him and so enthusiastic from what he's done that I sort of feed off that. And I mean, I know that one day I'm going to have to say, Cory, there's other things you have to do in your life, and there's a lot of other things I have to do in my life, but how in the world do you, when you're a competitor and you're an athlete, do you say, okay, I'm done? It's such a hard thing. And I swear to God, it's not any kind of technique to psych anybody out, because every athlete trains for the contest the same, whether I compete or Lee Haney competes. It doesn't matter. You still prepare the same way. So I don't think it's really a psych out.
Do you and Jeff plan on starting a family anytime soon?
Well, besides our 2 birds and our pig that we have on order and our bunny, eventually, probably. That's as close to an answer as I can get. Eventually, maybe.
Okay. The house is beautiful. Where did you get the skills and ideas to design all the wonderful areas within it?
I was actually an artist in college and majored in interior design, which was commercial interior design, but I've been an artist my whole life. I've done paintings. I mean, ever since high school, I've had some of my work published in national galleries in the Chicago area. If you have an artistic eye, you can look at your body and you can say, I think that my legs need to be a little bit bigger to even out this sweep. Some people have to go to other people for a critical analysis of their physique. If you have an artist's eye, you really don't. So it will help you in learning which body parts to bring up to keep your body in balance, but it really helps in the posing presentation. If you have an athletic background along with an artistic background, you can bring dramatics and feeling and emotion and power into your routine, which sort of comes from within as an artist.
Tell us your favorite story having to do with bodybuilding.
One of them that was sort of an unusual story is last year when Jeff and I went to Europe, to Germany, and we had this big fitness show, thousands of people there. And we're standing there at this booth, and these European people would come up to us and they'd say, excuse me, can you tell me when Cory's coming? You know, can you tell me when Jeff and Cory are coming? And I'd be sitting there and I'd say, I am Cory. I'm sitting right here. And they go, no, big, huge, tall Cory. And I find that so funny, and it's because of this whole image that bodybuilding has. They see you in the magazines, they see these pictures of you real super defined, and they think that you're this monstrosity of a person, and we're sitting right in front of them, and they don't even know your face.
And though some may forget the face, no one can ever forget the body. Cory Everson, a true legend of bodybuilding. For Muscle Magazine, I'm David Zelon.
If you would like to write to Cory or any of the other bodybuilders appearing, or wish to make a comment about our show, send your letters to Muscle Magazine, Post Office Box 40, Rosemead, California, 91770.